Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is your Arabic teacher Sam, and in this video I just wanted to show you guys a really fun and cool way that you can stretch out your sentences a little bit more for you guys who are working really hard on the Arabic in 60 Steps program. And I also wanted to show you a way that you can incorporate it into your workbooks as well, just to make your notes really tidy, and just really conducive to broadening your vocabulary and broadening the amount of sentences that you can use. So this is actually a technique that I actually picked up, that I actually kind of magpied from the British Council. It's actually a technique that I've seen teachers of English as a second language use, and I thought that we could kind of repurpose it for my own students here on the program. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you into my bird's eye view camera so you can look down and you can see exactly how we do this. So in this video, I'm just going to teach you through what we call sentence stretches, ways that you can just take a sheet of paper and you can use it as a way for kind of developing your sentences and stretching them out a little bit more to make them a bit more detailed and a bit more meaningful. So let's get into it. So you can see here that I've got one of our workbooks ready. This is just a spare one that's kind of waiting for one of the students who joins. And we have here actually two templates, right? I've just folded these myself, but I have actually created some perfectly measured out templates for you guys. You can go over to arabicwithsam.com/free stuff and you can download them. We have these ones that are 5 steps. We have 1 2 3 4 5. You have 5 steps here. And we also have the 4-step ones. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. So we have 4 steps and 5-step ones. So we'll start off with the 4-step one, and I'll show you guys what I mean by a sentence stretcher. Let's put this to a side just for a sec. So we start up here with a nice simple sentence, right? So let's start off with something like, we use some vocab that we actually use in the program. So let's use just a nice, really simple little verb sentence. Let's just say the verb, let's just say ركض الرجل. ركض الرجل. Yeah, the man ran. Yeah, that's all that is. ركض الرجل. And then with the next step, we can kind of develop that a little bit. So what might we do? We might want to describe the man. We might add a صفة. So we'll have ركض الرجل الطويل. ركض الرجل الطويل. Let's make our cases nice and clear, because we like that. ركض الرجل الطويل. Okay, and then in our next step, we can develop it a little bit more. Okay, we might say something like the way in which he ran. We might add an adjective. We might add an adverb rather in there. So let's have ركض الرجل الطويل. And then let's say how he ran. So let's say سريعا. سريعا. So yeah, ركض الرجل الطويل سريعا. The tall man ran quickly. And then we might want to develop it a little bit more. We might want to add another clause. If we're going to talk about something that maybe we covered in step 2, you want to revise something from back then, we might add a preposition here. So we could say something like ركض الرجل الطويل from, and then you can have whatever you want. So here I'm just going to put الشرطة, because it means the police. We don't cover the word shorta to the best of my knowledge in the program, but never any problem with always incorporating more bonus vocabulary. So that's just kind of an example of a 4-step sentence builder. ركض الرجل, the man ran. ركض الرجل طويلا, if you want to add an adjective. ركض الرجل الطويل سريعا. Add an adverb, and then you want to add another clause at the end using min, just to remind yourself of min making the word that comes after it majroor as well. But let me show you something cool before we go over an example of a 5-step one. So if you come to your book, let's open it to, all of the different lessons, all of the lessons, whether it's question words or whatever. They all have these kind of journal spaces. I always want the students on the program to be able to journal about how your Arabic is going week to week, and then add new phrases in here too. So if you ever have empty pages, it's really nice to just stick these in as well. So you could just stick these in here. And what's really nice as well, let's say we stick this in here for new Arabic phrases, okay? It's a really space-efficient way, because you can stick that in, and then you can just draw this out whenever you need to. So you could actually have tons of them in. We could have loads of these in here, all on one page. And something that I really like to do as well, something I like to do in my notes is, let's say we stick this in here, and because we're specifically revising something, let's say in this step we're revising adjectives or something, for example, I could just put a little label on here maybe, and I could just say something like the tall man. The tall man. We'll just stick that there. Okay, then this goes on here. Say we're sticking it in. I'm not going to stick it in right now because this will be someone else's book one day. And then because of the width of the paper, it will just come out there, and I'll have a note in there, so I'll be able to go back, and this will have been stuck in there. And you'll actually see, you know, so you'll have kind of bookmarks in there for different revision of different things. You know, it comes out perfectly there, so you remember, oh, when did I do that little sentence stretcher about the tall man? You better just open up your book. That'll be stuck in there, and you might even have multiple on one page, as I said. You'll open it out, and you'll get to see the progression of your different sentences. So that's an example of a 4-step one. As I said, you can download the templates for these if you don't want to fold them and measure them and stuff like that. I've got some templates for you that you can download for the 4-step and the 5-step one at arabicwithsam.com/free stuff. Let's do another one then. So let's do a 5-step one now. Yeah, and obviously, like those are just the things that I did. Like I just added, what did I add? I added an adjective, then I added an adverb, and then I added a preposition. But you could do whatever you wanted, right? You could use whatever verb you wanted. So let's use some vocabulary that we've maybe not used in the program. You know, I always like to kind of seize these opportunities to broaden your vocabulary beyond the kind of standard 1,000 that we cover in the program. So, what might we do? Let's say something like, let's use a verb that we've not seen. So, how about this? So, how about this? Let's have sada. Sada means to hunt. So, sada. And what could we do the hunting? Should we have a lion or a tiger? We see lion in the program, so let's do a tiger. And nimru. Sad and nimru. So the tiger hunted. You know, unlike with the verb raqada, like raqada isn't a verb that takes a maf'ulun bihi. It doesn't. You don't really run something. You know, you do in English. You can run an event or something, but you don't use raqada for that. You use the verb jara for that if you're going to run an event. But sada does take a object, right? Because you usually need to hunt something. So what animal could we hunt? If we say sada and nimru, they usually hunt samba deer, don't they? That's one of their favourite prey. Let's just I don't know. Let's keep it with a word that we know. Let's say a cow, right? Let's say sada nimru al baqarata. Not bafara, baqarata. Sada nimru al baqarata. So the lion hunted the cow. Lions do actually, the tigers rather, they do hunt cows actually. I know in India and in Bangladesh and stuff, farmers always have a hard time keeping tigers away from their cattle and stuff. So anyway, okay, so we've added a maf'ulun bihi. You know, you can, like I quite like, even just to stick in here, we could just put maf'ulun bihi. Why not? Yeah, maf'ulun bihi. So we know exactly what we've added. Maf'ulun bihi. Even, it's always something that I like just to add, annotate how we know it's a maf'ulun bihi by its case or something like that. But now, how about we add some adjectives? How about we just add sifa? We add some sifat here. Let's just have sifatun. Okay, how can we describe the tiger? Maybe we call it a Bengal tiger, maybe, or we could say a colourful tiger. We could say mulawwan, or we could say that it's an orange tiger or whatever, But let's say it's a Bengal tiger, for example, and we'll say that the cow is fat. Maybe be a nice juicy fat cow for the tiger to hunt. Let's have sada. And nimru. What did we say? We're going to say al-Bengal. No, we need another noon in there, don't we? Bengal. Or well, if you're going to say al-Bengali, it'd probably be like a Bangladeshi one, but we'll just say al-Bengal to be a Bengal tiger. So al-Bengalu, al-Baqarata, as-Samina. As-Saminata. So here we have our sifat, our sifataini rather. We have our Bengal and our Samin. Samin meaning fat, by the way. Fat, and then Bengal. Very nice. Okay, so we've got kind of these different stages, right? We've added our maf'ulun bihi. We've added some sifat. So just a bit of revision back to step one. This is what we covered in step one. These are both just little phrases. We've got two things here that agree in case, they agree in definiteness, they agree in gender, and they agree in number. So, so that's a bit of revision for step one. Very nice. Okay, what else could we have? If we were to develop this a little bit, maybe I don't know. Maybe the way in which he was doing the hunting. You know, here we could add. You know, we could add an adverb here. We could. You know, so let's have sada and nimru. If I can keep my writing fairly legible. And nimru al-Bengalu. البنغال البقرة السمينة Yeah, البقرة السمينة. How should he be doing the hunting? Maybe he can hunt slowly. He's slowly going to. So بطيئا. بطيئا. Probably like that. بطيئا. Yeah, so the Bengal tiger, hunted the fat elephant, not the fat elephant, the fat cow, slowly. Okay, very nice. And then I don't know, for the last one, there are a number of different ways that we could kind of do this. I mean, let's perhaps do that then. So there's a few different things we could do. I mean, perhaps if you wanted to change this into a fi'l mudari' instead. You wanted to demonstrate it in the mudari', you could say yasidu, which is the mudari', I imagine. Yasidu, if you're saying rather than the tiger hunted, the tiger hunts, to make it present tense. Or if you were further in the book, if you got up to step sort of 47 or something, where we do al-maf'ul al-mutlaq, you might say something like صاد النمر البنغال البقرة السمينة, and then you might use something which we call a maf'ul mutlaq here. You might do it صيدا. So you might say صيدا بطيئا. So you'd say like that's what maf'ul mutlaq is. It's like where you say like the Bengal tiger hunted the fat cow, the fat cow that time, not the fat elephant this time. A quiet hunting. That's what maf'ul mutlaq is. So I'll stick it in here. Maf'ulun mutlaq. If you wanted to do that. If you're earlier in the program, don't worry too much about that. We cover all the nitty gritty of that. But it's essentially where al-maf'ul mutlaq is essentially it's just an Arabic speaking habit really, where you might say something like the tiger hunted the cow, a quiet hunting. Or a very famous one that all Arabic teachers always quote is ضربه ضربا شديدا. He hit him a severe hitting. You use the masdar of the verb to kind of describe the way in which you're doing the verb. In this case it would be the tiger hunted the cow, a quiet hunting. That's kind of how you translate it into English. So if you wanted to use a maf'ul mutlaq, you could do that. Or if you just wanted to add another clause to it, maybe you could just say plus thumma, and then it did something. You could write something in here like thumma, I don't know, thumma raja'a ila baytihi, and then it just went back to his house or whatever, right? Whatever you wanted to put in there. Thumma something. Okay. So that's how you do your sentence builders. And as I say, it works out really nicely that you kind of have it like that, and then as I said, what I like to do is you could just say here, you could just call it the hungry tiger. And then have it in your book on a page where you just stick it in there, and you'll just see the label there. So as you could just have your book full of these different sentence structures where you just take your vocab that you learn and you make it your own a little bit. You make these phrases your own, you add your own adjectives and your own adverbs and your own whatever to them. And they're just a really nice way of bulking out your books and making your notes really nice. So that's everything for this video, really. I really hope you enjoyed this little bonus tip for the students on the Arabic in 60 Steps program, and if you did, please just let me know by commenting below and just get in touch with me if you have anything that you need. Don't get overwhelmed, guys. Stick with it. You're just a few steps away. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.